to wait till tomorrow. They're not coming down.
Yeah. I can run back and get copies for everybody.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the Secretary please note that the commission is all present except for the Vice Chairman Schlosser and Commissioner Miller. The minutes, I will accept the commission motion on last month's minutes unless there are any alterations or amendments.
Move that we accept last month's minutes.
Second.
Motion from Commissioner Schwartz and a second from Commissioner Miller. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes have been approved as distributed. Yes, that's what I meant. All right, is there any member of the public who wishes to address the commission on anything other than an agenda item tonight? Is there an opportunity? All right. Disclosure of ex parte communication?
None here?
Okay. Very good, then we are on to new business. Case number 12-500-00003, PV 303 East preliminary plat. And I will open the public hearing with the staff presentation. Brett?
Thank you, Chairman Lounce, members of the commission, members of the public. If I could get Elmo here in a minute. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, Sunbelt Holdings is requesting preliminary plat approval for approximately 375 acres of property, as you can see here on this aerial photo exhibit, generally located between Camelback Road and Indian School Road, and between Pebble Creek Parkway and the Loop 303. So as you can see here, the land uses in the existing zoning surrounding the subject property include to the north Camelback Road, and there's agricultural zoned property in unincorporated Maricopa County. To the south, you can see Indian School Road and portions of the PV 303 PAD, which are zoned commercial. And there's also, to the east, you can see Pebble Creek Parkway, the future alignment for Pebble Creek Parkway, and also portions of the PV 303, which are zoned for commercial. And also there's a portion of Palm Valley Phase 5 you can see kind of to the southeast, which is zoned both residential and commercial. To the west you have the Loop 303 freeway, and on the other side of the freeway you have primarily industrial and warehouse distribution type uses. And if you've been out there recently, there are now 2 buildings that are up. The aerial photo just shows the one. And next I wanted to move to the zoning exhibit just quickly. So this is the zoning exhibit for the entire PV 303 master planned area. And You'll note that there are two land use colors being shown here. So the properties are zoned either gray, industrial, or red, commercial. The subject property really covers this area here. And also, as was noted last month, the PV 303 PAD was planned with the planners at Luke Air Force Base and is compatible with Luke Air Force Base. The development parameters require development to be compatible with Luke Air Force Base. And moving on now to the preliminary plat exhibit. The applicant has noted that there's interest in the development of this property by both potential users and the development community. And as is noted in your staff report, the plat design provides for the development of 375 acres into 6 lots and 3 tracts. And the subdivision plat contains the adequate provisions for the extension and construction of the necessary facilities to serve the development. The proposed preliminary plat is consistent with the requirements of the city zoning ordinance, subdivision regulations, design guidelines, and also the development standards that are required by the PV 303 final PAD. There was a copy of the subdivision plat sent to Luke Air Force Base for review. No additional comments were submitted from Luke Air Force Base. And staff is in agreement with the proposed preliminary plat and recommends that the application be approved subject to the stipulations outlined in your staff report. And this concludes the presentation by staff. Staff is available to answer any questions that you might have. We also have Troy Mortensen with Sunbelt Holdings, who is here, who is the applicant.
Thank you, Brett. Do you have any questions for staff? All right, thank you. The applicant wants to.
Sean, your mic is off.
Okay, if the applicant would like to come up, all right, and identify yourself for the record, please.
Hello, my name is Troy Mortensen. I'm with Sunbelt Holdings, 6720 North Scottsdale Road, Suite 160. Wanted to just kind of give a little background too on why we're headed this way with this pre-plat. You know, Brett kind of mentioned the development that's happened on the west side of the freeway. We've had some progress over there with attracting some users. And we've also seen other projects that come in kind of these code name projects. Looking for property and of various sizes, some large, and so it was a need for us to prepare this east side for development. And so, you know, kind of a first step, we've seen some come to town and they're looking for shovel-ready sites, sites that are available and entitled that they can move real quickly on. And so, you know, this was a step for us to get in that direction. So. As users come, we can proceed to final plat and continue the development. So here, if you've got any specific questions that you'd like to ask.
Do you have any specific users identified already, or is this just sort of anticipation of potential?
We've got 2 that are being talked to right now. They're, you know, I can't name them. They're confidential, and just by way they are, the way they move their projects, but. We've got 2 that are in the works that we're talking to right now, and you know, potentially we'll be submitting some site plans, you know, on some of these other lots as well in the future. So,
do you know which of the lots that
it would be
would
on lot 1? Would be probably the one we're targeting first.
Right.
Oh, here's lot 1 right here. It's kind of small there.
Right.
So lot 1 there.
Any other questions for Mr. Mortensen? No? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak to this case? All right. Any other commission comments or concerns? Okay. With that, I will close the public hearing and request commission action.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve case number 12-500-00003.
You have heard the motion from Commissioner
Second.
Peters. second from Commissioner Hamilton. All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. You have recommended approval of case 12-500-00003. All right, next case, 12-500-00005, the Estrella Golf Village Parcel 5.5 preliminary plat. I'll open the public hearing. Katie.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the Commission. We've received a request from Newland Communities to approve a preliminary plat for parcel 5.5. This is similar to some of the other ones you've been hearing from Newland Communities. It was previously approved, and because it expired, we are now approving a new one. Parcel 5.5 is located in Golf Village, surrounded by the golf course, and it's located east of Westar Drive and south of San Miguel Drive. They're proposing subdividing 65.82 acres into 167 single-family lots. As I stated before, the original preliminary plat had been approved by Council on February 22nd, 2010. The original approval included 244 lots, and that included 174 attached single-family residential, so that's similar to basically 87 duplex-type units, but now they're proposing all single-family detached product. On the eastern portion of the property, they're proposing 60-foot wide lots. The original proposal had 50-foot wide lots on that area. And I'm sorry, that's the western. And on the eastern portion of the property, they are proposing an average of 80-foot wide lots. And this is the area that originally had the 45-foot wide lots that were an attached single family, which is similar to a duplex on a 90-foot wide lot. And so they've reduced the total number of lots from 244 to 167, so that's a reduction of 77 lots. The open space has been increased from 11.26 acres to 15.42 acres. Access will be provided by one point of access along Sunward Drive, which connects to Westar Drive. There will be a second point of access, which comes out right here, for emergency access, which goes through the golf course and will connect to parcel 5.9 and then to Golf Club Drive. This concludes my presentation. The applicant, Pete Tyke, is here if you have additional questions. Staff does recommend that a recommendation of approval be forwarded to City Council, and I can take any questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. Any questions for Katie on this? Commissioner Short.
This is the second parcel now that we've looked at very recently for that same general area along Westar approaching San Miguel. I know that area to be topographically varied and interesting, and I'm wondering, I know the developer's been very supportive of trail systems and pathways that link one part of the development with others, and I'm wondering if there's any thought as to what kind of trail system, if any, might be incorporated in this general area, not necessarily within the bounds of that plat, but within that general area being developed.
Thank you, Chairman. Commissioner Short. I'm actually going to let Mr. Tyke take care of that. I know there's been a lot of trail planning going on in the area lately.
Good evening. My name's Pete Tyke. Yeah, actually, just prior to coming here, I spent my afternoon with the Trails Committee. So what we've got is we won't have a trail specifically going through this parcel, just because it'll be a gated community, but Westar Drive, starting in here, we're going to have trails all through the hills that'll come down through the open space we're dedicating to the HOA. It's going to come down Westar to in here, come through between these two parcels, and actually wraps down into the Montecito area, heads out to Estrella Parkway. It's going to come north up to the high school, where we're going to have a trailhead that goes both north up to Estrella Parkway, loops back around to the, say, the Elliott and Estrella Parkway area. Then we'll also have a trail that heads out into the county park.
That's terrific. Do you have a feel for what the time span might be for that development, for that trail system?
Oh, we're in process right now. We probably got, I'm guessing, somewhere between 3 and 4 miles in. what our goal is in the next, say, years to have enough for a 10K race.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tyke, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else with relation to the application. Are there any other questions for the applicant? All right, is there any member of the public who would like to testify on this case? Nope. Any last commission comments? No? Okay, with that I will close the public hearing and request commission action.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve case number 12-500-00005.
You've heard the motion from Commissioner Peters.
A second.
A second from Commissioner Williams. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. You have recommended approval of case 12-500-0005. All right, that concludes our business. Staff communications?
Mr. Chairman, just thought I'd like to remind you that we're having a developer advisory forum meeting tomorrow. It's one of the quarterly meetings that we have to update the development community on activities within not only our department but other departments as engineering, building safety. So if you're at all interested in that, it's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I did want to mention that the recruitment is ongoing for the general plan committee. The application process is open now. Application forms are available through the city's website, and it will be open through August 13th. So unfortunately, our legal staff said we couldn't have commissioners on there, but you might have friends and neighbors or other acquaintances that you think might be good. I would ask that you encourage them to submit an application, if you would. The selection process will take place in September by a subcommittee of the City Council, with the appointments expected to occur on October 1st, so that the first meeting of the steering committee can be held on October 9th. Wanted to mention, too, that the ULI is hosting a Boards and Commissioners workshop on December 7th. I'm not sure if you saw an email on that. There was a hold-a-date email that was, I believe it was circulated, but maybe it hasn't been sent to you yet. We don't know what the registration fee is yet, so we're not prepared to make a commitment to send everyone, but there's a distinct possibility that we would be able to accommodate those wishing to attend it. When it's been held in the past, it's basically a Commissioner 101 type of thing, where there's various speakers that give instructions about what boards and commissions do. Obviously, those of you who are seasoned members may not feel the need, but then there are newer members that may benefit from it. So just keep that in mind. And then lastly, I was going to mention that the Arizona Planning Association, it's the chapter of the American Planning Association, is hosting its annual conference in Flagstaff this year from September 19th to the 21st. Once again, that one is not necessarily budgeted, but if you're interested, we can get you information on it. The planners tend to try to go to these because we get continuing education units we have to maintain, and we can pick them up at the conferences like this. But we'd be happy to try to accommodate any commissioner that would like to get some additional education. And with that, I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Joe. Anything else for the good of the order? All right. We're adjourned.
Good deal. Nice job.